We finally got a long-awaited update on Angelina Jolie's $1.2 billion Disney franchise. Maleficent is making a comeback. After 5 years of waiting around with barely a whisper, it turns out Maleficent 3 is officially in the works. And Disney's even brought on a screenwriter to get things moving. So that's the big surprise sequel update everyone's been buzzing about. But other than the fact that the movie is finally happening, let's dig into what else we actually know about it. From returning cast members to where the story could go next, there's definitely a bunch of interesting stuff to break down. Ready to dive in? Let's get into everything we know so far about the next chapter of Maleficent's story. We finally have a meaningful update on Maleficent 3, and for fans of Angelina Jolie's magical villain, it's about time. Even though the movie was first confirmed to be in development back in 2021, there's been radio silence since then. Until now. Thanks to a little slip in a recent report, we now know that the project isn't just alive, but still moving forward behind the scenes. So let's talk about everything that's been going on with this long-awaited sequel, what the latest news means, and dive into all the juicy theories fans are sharing about who Maleficent might go up against this time around. Angelina Jolie, who first brought the Horned Fairy to life in 2014's Maleficent and returned for 2019's Mistress of Evil, is confirmed to return once more. She's no stranger to big franchise work, having starred in everything from Lara Croft, Tomb Raider to Kung Fu Panda, and even the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Eternals. Jolie's talent for balancing drama with blockbusters has always made her a strong lead in these types of films. So it's no surprise that Disney would want to bring her back once more to anchor one of their most successful live-action reinterpretations. Now, the most recent update comes courtesy of a Deadline article. While the main story was actually about writer Linda Woolverton joining a new Winnie the Pooh animated series, eagle-eyed readers noticed something else. The article casually mentioned that Woolverton is also working on Maleficent 3 as its screenwriter. That's significant because she penned the original film and co-wrote the sequel. So if anyone understands Maleficent's world, it's her. While this doesn't mean the cameras are rolling just yet, it's a solid sign that the movie is still moving forward at Disney. And let's be honest, Disney could use a win. Some of their recent live-action remakes haven't exactly lit up the box office. Snow White, for example, has struggled under a massive $250 million budget, raising some questions about the future of these kinds of projects. But Maleficent is a proven hit, pulling in a total of over $1.2 billion globally between the first two films. That kind of track record makes the prospect of a third installment especially appealing. So what could we expect from Maleficent 3? Other than Jolie's return, Elle Fanning is also likely to come back as Aurora, and fans are hopeful to see more of the magical world introduced in the previous films. But perhaps the biggest question on everyone's mind is, who's going to be the villain this time around? The first movie painted King Stefan as the antagonist, a bitter man corrupted by ambition. The second film expanded the universe, introducing Queen Ingrid, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, a human queen who waged war on the Fae. But fans are now wondering if the third film will take a different route. Because if Maleficent is going to be tested again, maybe it's time her opponent isn't just another human. There's a growing theory, especially among fans online, that the next villain could be a powerful fairy or magical entity. And it makes sense. Maleficent herself is such a strong magical being that it would take someone of similar power, or even greater, to truly challenge her. A supernatural rival could raise the stakes in a way the previous films haven't. And with so much rich mythology still untapped in the Maleficent universe, the possibilities are pretty exciting. One suggestion that keeps popping up is the return, or rise, of a group known as the Dark Fae. These Fae, introduced in Mistress of Evil, were shown to have varying personalities and powers. While some were peaceful, others hinted at a more aggressive nature. So a potential storyline could involve a rogue faction of the Dark Fae, perhaps ones who disagree with Maleficent's leadership or believe in a more militant approach to dealing with humans. That kind of internal conflict could give us a very different kind of villain, one that hits closer to home for Maleficent. Then there's the crossover theory. Some fans have tossed out the idea of bringing in characters from the Descendants universe, and it's not as far-fetched as it might sound. Disney already has an established world where the children of famous heroes and villains exist together. And since Maleficent is a major player in that franchise too, being the mother of Mal, this could be a natural opportunity to bridge the two. One standout name is the Queen of Mean, who's known for her cruelty and manipulation. She could offer a fierce challenge for Maleficent, especially if the story leaned into themes of legacy, betrayal, or power struggles between generations. And if Maleficent had to face off against someone with a personal connection to her past, that emotional weight could elevate the entire movie. But the theories don't stop there. Some fans are suggesting that Hades, the Greek god of the underworld, could be introduced. Hades already has a reputation for causing chaos in the Descendants series and would bring a whole different kind of darkness to the story. As a mythological figure with godlike powers, he's definitely one of the few characters who could stand toe-to-toe with Maleficent in terms of magical might. Another character on fans' radar is Uma, the sea witch and daughter of Ursula. With her ties to the ocean and a commanding presence, she could easily be woven into the narrative, especially if the next movie explores new lands or magical realms. Uma could also represent a force of nature that clashes with Maleficent's sky-based powers, giving us a classic elemental showdown. Audrey, another villainous figure from Descendants, has also been floated as a potential antagonist. Known for her jealousy and ambition, she could become a thorn in Maleficent's side if she sought to claim magical power for herself. If the film wants to explore how power can corrupt and how envy fuels villainy, Audrey would be a natural fit. Other Descendants characters have been mentioned too, especially those tied to Mal, Maleficent's daughter. That opens the door to all kinds of generational drama. What if Mal herself made an appearance? Or what if someone from her world came seeking revenge or recognition? The blending of worlds could create rich storytelling opportunities. Of course, all of these are just theories. But what's exciting is that the Maleficent universe still has so much unexplored potential. And with Linda Woolverton back on board, someone who's been with the characters since the beginning, there's a good chance we'll see a story that honors what came before while also taking bold new steps. And that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.